We've got Dr. Zoe with us this evening, and we've also got Jose with us this evening talking to us about nano minerals. So I'm going to let them get on with what they need to be talking about today. Good evening, everyone. Thank you so much for joining. And Dr. Zoe, over to you. So tell us about yourself first, and then what you do, and then you can start.
Thank you, Princess Glory. Thank you for inviting us. Welcome, everybody. My name is Zoe, Dr. Zoe Lloyd-Wright. I am an integrated doctor and a clinical nutritionist, and I've been working for 25 years with patients, but now I use more of a holistic approach. And I'm also the consultant for Noble Naturals because I believe in them, because I saw firsthand when I was doing medical studies and I will explain what I saw and how these are literally a portal to maximize human potential. So that's why I'm here. Thank you for inviting me. And I will introduce you to my colleague, the consultant at Noble Naturals, Jose Guano. Jose Guano.
Hello, everyone.
Hello.
Yes. Hello. Hello. Yes. Welcome, everyone. Thank you for being here tonight. It's a pleasure and an honor to be here. And
can't hear you.
It's Jose, as you said. Can you hear me? Cannot?
Could you speak up a bit, Jose?
Do I need to speak up? Oh, I'm connected. Hold on. Hold on. How is
That's
this
better.
any better?
Yeah. Yes. Yes.
Yes? Okay. So I'm just going to do it without the earphones. Is that all right?
It's perfect.
Can you hear me, Zoe?
Yes, that's beautiful.
The thing is, I cannot hear you now. That's it. Here we go.
That's it.
Okay. Can you hear me now?
Yes. Yes.
Okay, great. So anyways, I'm the practitioner support manager for Noble Naturals, which means that I support and help practitioners to know more about the nano minerals, help them with all the marketing that they need to know, all the pictures that they need, how they need to use the nanos as well, and coordinating the education. So it involves a whole lot of things. But basically, I also do marketing for Noble Naturals in some ways. Now, tonight we have a very good opportunity because I don't know how many of you know about the Nano Naturals, about the nano minerals. I know there's Wayne there and there's Miss Brotherhood there, which I want to say a big hi, that I know them already.
Hi.
And yes, and basically, I just want to bring an idea forth. If you know anybody, either yourselves or someone else, that is suffering from a condition, especially a chronic condition. Chronic condition could be something that has been established in the body for more than 3 or 6 months, depending on what it is. And this could be high blood pressure, it could be obesity, it could be depression, it could be inflammation, arthritis, etc. What I basically believe is that there are two things, one in excess and one of lack. In excess, you will have an excess of toxins in your body that your body cannot get rid of. And in lack, you will have primordially a lack of mineralization, a lack of minerals, because the minerals are needed for everything in the body. Even before the vitamins are created, you need the minerals to create the vitamins and to put forth some other processes in the body. I know this is a very general concept, but it gives you a perspective of how important it is to detox your body properly. This is important. That's why you always need the help of a practitioner that has an expertise in detoxing the body, because not everybody is different in regards of how much toxicity their organs can excrete and get rid of in your system overall, and how it is done. So Rome wasn't created in one day. It took a person a long time to actually have a condition like the ones that I named before. So, and in the secondly, you need minerals that can be absorbed by your body and used properly in order to heal. That's what Dr. Sawyer talk about. today. She's going to introduce the nano minerals. This is where the nano minerals come into play. They are absolutely essential. And the only one thing that I want to stress out is to you, is that these are the only minerals that go to the most important organ and system of your body, which is your nervous system, and the organ is your brain. All the rest of it, if you don't have a good gut, if you are not digesting properly, if your gut hasn't been corrected yet, they go away and you don't get almost any benefit. The nano minerals are able to get into the brain and nourish and help detox the brain as well. So Dr. Zoe is a clinical nutritionist, like she said. She's been around for a long time, helping people. She's amazing. She's also a healer. You need to know this. So if you have any questions, please write it down, jot it down, because we're going to have a little bit of a Q&A at the end. And I leave it with you, Dr. Zoe.
Thank you, Jose. Welcome, everyone. 25 years of clinical experience, but when I was doing medical studies, I couldn't quite understand how people with cancers and all sorts of inflammatory diseases in the body had some minerals floating in their body, but wasn't getting into the cells. And that's when I began to investigate further and further. So let me introduce the minerals to you. Here is a picture of all of them together. We have litre bottles and 200 mils. The litre bottles, obviously, for a little bit more price, you get 800 mils more, just to say that. But and the bottles themselves are very, very special. But I'll talk about that in a minute. So we know that we are a perfection, we're a miracle. We're 60 to 77% water. We used to have a lot more minerals in our soil, and our ancient grains still have some minerals. But by the end of the webinar, I want you to understand the true benefits and advantages of nanominerals. So minerals, we know what they are. They're organic versus inorganic. They originate in the earth. They cannot be made by living organisms. Excuse me, it's jumping. And they are present in water that we drink. Locations vary, but we must obtain minerals from the soil. And most of our minerals in our diet come directly from plants or indirectly from animal sources. So we need them for everything, for the composition of fluids, for the blood, for the function of bones, for teeth, for muscles, for every single thing we need them. Actually, we cannot process our vitamins without minerals. And we know we have macro minerals and trace minerals. And the macro minerals are the larger ones: calcium, phosphorus, magnesium, sodium. And the trace are iron, zinc, cobalt, fluoride. But just because they're trace, it doesn't mean we need them in smaller amounts. They're not as important. As a matter of fact, they're very important. A lack of iodine or zinc can cause major problems in the body, especially if you don't have enough. You are prone to more inflammation in the body, and in turn, you can't lower inflammation. So let's move on. The problem is the way we have treated our soils, what we have done to the planet. We've used pesticides. We've not looked after our soil. Our once beautiful, fertile soil has been destroyed, and we do not have many minerals in the soil. And of course, the soils are very important because they contain microbiome, which is the foundation of human life. And if you don't have the proper microbiome in your gut, it's rudimental for all health. And you can only have this if you have enough minerals in your body. And if you have sufficient microbiome, you have a lot of good bacteria, which will in turn help preserve, keep, and also enhance the body's ability to cope with diseases. I've prepared this quickly. So what are sources of minerals? We know what they are: nuts, seeds, shellfish, vegetables, but I'll move on. We know all this. Some of the old old grains used to have trace minerals like quinoa, sorghum, spelt. I'm sure we've all used these before. So what are nanominerals? Let's get right into it. Nanominerals are power and alchemy. So they're very, very small. To give you an example, a nano is so small, the depth of a piece of paper is 100,000 nanos. That's how small a nano is. And if a nanomineral is below 10 nanometers, it will cross into the brain, into the nervous system, bypass the stomach, the liver, the kidney, and it's literally quantum healing, quantum particles that go into the central nervous system and is used immediately. That's how small they are, to give you an example I've explained. So we need to bring in some concepts now. We get this with juicing. I'm sure Princess Glory has spoken about it. We need to bring energy into the body. We need to make the cells biophotonic by bringing in food that is alive, water that is structured and pure. And in order to do this, we have to consume vast amounts of beautiful minerals raw, and especially in juices and detoxing, but also these enter the mitochondria, the powerhouse of the cells, and they energize our batteries, and then we can use it for all mechanisms of the body for health. So nanominerals are extraordinary. They're made from the purest of water. They are literally spherical in size. The water is very, very pure to contain this amazing mineral. We are the only ones that have it below 7 nanometers. As I said, that means it goes right into the cells immediately, through the central nervous system, into all the cells, so you can use it immediately. Right, they're unique. Ours are very unique because they're exclusive, because ours are elemental, which means they're pure minerals like zinc, like iron. You see, supplements, you have to break them down in the body, but ours are 100% absorbed. They don't have to go through the stomach or the liver. So say you have a magnesium supplement, you will only absorb if you have a perfect stomach and everything else. You'll probably only absorb 20% of that. So you need to have almost 6 times the quantity. And even then you will not have the same facility within the body as what you will do with these. So if you're detoxing, and if you're wanting to purify your body, if you're wanting something that works instantly as a dynamic system within the body, it's nanominerals that do that. So we let me explain. I'll go back to zeta potential because I think it may confuse things here. Let me move on. We have our nanominerals are contained in beautiful violet bottles called Miron glass. They're medical grade. And the reason is they preserve everything. And here's an example of food that has been preserved. Here you'll see the Miron glass. Here you'll see brown and clear. And after months and months and months, the chives were still perfect in the Miron glass because they only allow ultraviolet, violet, and infrared light, which means the minerals inside them are completely energized. They are dynamic. So, and they're constantly repelling each other. So once they enter your system, they immediately go through your body. Am I speaking too fast or okay? Okay, right, okay. So they're sophisticated. They can be utilized individually for each patient. I'll go into specific ones now. Let's start with what we have. We've got nanoplatinum, silver, iron, zinc and copper, magnesium, gold, and indium. And they're made from perfectly elemental. So they're 100% bioavailable. When you use these, they're nothing like anything else. So, nano iron. Here is our wonderful nano iron, one of our greatest. As we know, 80% of the population has a shortage of iron. Ours, immediately when you take it, people feel energized. They say, oh, I feel incredible. But if you have patients, especially menstruating women, pregnant women, our nano iron works 100% bioavailable with absolutely no side effects that you get from normal iron supplements, which you often find black stools, stomach problems, and also the problem with iron is that we need so much of it in order to obtain the right amounts. And this often interferes with the gut flora. It increases the bad flora and decreases the good flora. And you see people have irritable bowel syndrome, bloating, sometimes even bleeding. Our nano iron is the complete opposite. It's like the panacea. We give it to a lot of pregnant women, women that are menstruating. We've had extraordinary results. Also very good for people who exercise a lot, for long COVID, people who can't, they just can't get well. It really helps. So 30 mils a day to begin with, but you can take a lot more, or twice daily, 30 mils in the morning and 30 mils in the evening if someone's menstruating. In pregnancy, we need a lot more. We know that iron is, sorry, this keeps jumping. We know that iron is very important for blood circulation, for the production of serotonin, for healthy skin, if you're tired. And our nano iron is extraordinary. Now, to take these nano minerals is quite specific. Because they're so pure, they must be taken with nothing in the mouth before you've brushed your teeth, before you've eaten food, because they go through all the soft tissue in the mouth and they immediately enter the bloodstream, bypassing the stomach. So, and if you've got food in the mouth, that tends to block all the soft tissue. So there must be nothing in the mouth, and you hold them in the mouth. I'm going to send a sheet to Princess Glory, which I'm sure you'll pass around, Princess, to everyone, how to actually take them. And you can take them together, but they must be taken immediately if they're mixed. So I'll send a sheet that provides all that information. I won't labor on that point now, if people want to know more about it. So nanomimagnesium, it is incredible. If somebody's anxious, if somebody cannot sleep, if somebody has a lot of joint ache and pain, if somebody exercises a lot and they just can't recover, nanomagnesium extra strong is amazing, and it works with everything else. It makes everything else work better. So if nothing else, to start with, unless, I mean, most people have an iron deficiency, I would really look at nanomagnesium. It is incredible. We've had amazing results, haven't we, Jose, with people who can't sleep, anxiety, all sorts of problems.
Yes. Also with pain. People that are in pain, whether they have muscular pain or articular pain, and people that have depression and anxiety, sleep problems. Those are mainly the main things that we use magnesium for. But magnesium is needed for everything. So if someone comes to me, I say, you need to start taking magnesium no matter what is your problem. And then on top of that, build up on whatever other nano minerals needed and do the detox at the same time.
And do the detox at the same time. And if they're detoxing, it's best to start with the nano first. And then when they start detoxing, they'll have an even greater effect. Nanomagnesium is for joint pain. I was in a gym in South London, and all the people coming in that work out say that they can work out longer, faster, their breathing recovers quicker with nanomagnesium extra strong. They were coming in buying bottles of it. Strong, muscly, young, mostly young men building up. So it's amazing, but it's also, I would recommend it, as Jose said, for everybody. It is necessary as the support and to ensure that iron, zinc, silver, all gold, platinum, absolutely get to where they need to get to. And it's what you want. We've got extra strong and sensitive, but always start with extra strong. So Jose, so it's very important, and it interacts with zinc, calcium, vitamin D, iron. It's very important if you're taking nanoplatinum, and 30 mils per day, and it can be taken with combination with all the nano minerals. Nano zinc, what can we say? Very important. If people have skin conditions, if they have constant cuts and sores around their mouth, if they just can't recover from colds and flus, nano zinc, this is silver, I'm sorry. Oh, this is a bottle of silver. I beg your pardon, but we're talking about zinc. Maybe this one with silver will contain the zinc bottle, but we've seen it. It just says zinc. Sorry about that, everyone. Let me just see. Maybe I've got, there's zinc and copper. So there's zinc and copper, which I will talk about in a minute. But let's go back. It's very, very important. It's important for 320 reactions within the body. You must have zinc. You must have zinc to repair the DNA, to go into the cells, to fight bacteria, to elevate our immune system. It is such an essential nutrient. It's so important. And it's also important for growth in children. We give it a lot to parents, for children, if children aren't growing properly or children are constantly not recovering from colds and flus. It is really, really fantastic. If someone, I gave it the other day to someone who has asthma, and they commented within a week, they didn't have to use their pump as well because it elevates the immune system. It is phenomenal.
Yes, also for eye problems, Dr. Zoe.
That's right. Eye problems, it's fantastic. And you can literally put this directly into the eye. Fabulous for children who have a lot of cuts and wounds and nappy rash. I have a lady that uses nano zinc and nano magnesium. She sprays it and she said it's incredible, incredible. Heat rash, skin problems, especially eczema and psoriasis. It is incredible, incredible, especially Princess Gloria. You know, when you're detoxing, often the skin will get worse, everything will get worse, and people start to panic. It's horrible. I have a woman, she said, I've got to go to a wedding in 4 weeks. Well, I always encourage them to take nano magnesium, nano zinc, and nano silver, because it will help the detoxification process, and it will enhance the healing crisis that they're experiencing. So it's a wonderful combination with your detox program. And if somebody has long COVID, we have a wonderful ENT spray that's zinc and silver. You spray it immediately into the nose, into the throat. It's extraordinary for coughs and colds. You spray it immediately into the throat, into the nose, and into the eye, into the ear as well. People with terrible ear infections, it's amazing. And we have another spray, which is nano magnesium, and we call it SOS. We also have a spray for the skin that is gold, platinum, and zinc. Beautiful for the skin. It just makes the skin glow. It is a wonderful spray, and it's called Glow and Shine. But let's move on. Zinc and copper, again, fabulous. I always start with zinc, but zinc and copper is wonderful for preserving the color of the hair, the color of the skin, if somebody looks sallow and pale. Also, it is wonderful for people who have a very iron deficient and have been their whole life. It helps with iron and magnesium to increase the red blood cells so they absorb more hemoglobin, they produce more hemoglobin, and they preserve, and by producing more oxygen in the blood. So zinc and copper is really quite extraordinary. It's the ratio of 10:1, 10 zinc, 1 copper, which is exactly how it occurs in nature. And it's also very good for the gut, zinc and copper. If someone has a lot of gut problems, and they can't digest their food, it's very, very good for that. And it lowers inflammation because it increases the red blood cells, which brings more oxygen into the body. And as I'm sure Princess Glory has said, the more oxygen in the cells, the more the healing within the body. We must get oxygen into the cells to heal and to lower inflammation and increase the immune system. That's what it's all about. Isn't it, Princess Glory? It's all about that, isn't it?
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Zinc and copper we normally give to people that have just, they're just recovering from flu. Yes. Or they got a cold. We always recommend zinc and copper for them.
Very good.
People that have got very weak immune system as well.
It's just incredible. It's incredible. And and with the magnesium, it really is quite fantastic. And with the iron, I mean, we've had people who have really, really suffered, still suffering with long COVID. There's a great talk we've done on COVID, and it's been incredible, absolutely incredible. It's also very good for children who don't recover, children who just cannot recover from anything. They're always sick when they go to school. They're always catching things from other children. I thoroughly recommend zinc and copper and nanomagnesium, and a spray of the ENT spray in the throat just to help them fight infections. It's incredible for mums. We have a wonderful lady who's a consultant at Great Ormond Street, and she swears by it and recommends it to all the mums. So it's always good to know. And it's, as we've said, it's helps aid absorption of iron, lowers inflammation, and it helps fight bacteria and viruses, and it increases the resistance, because it's not just about increasing the immune system, it's about increasing the resistance of the immune system to fight, so that we also recover quicker. Nano silver, what can we say? Unbelievable for fighting all bacteria, diseases, Helio pylori, everything. And how it works is quite extraordinary. It looks for electrons. It needs electrons because it's so energized, it's losing electrons every nanosecond. In order to find electrons, it seeks them from the most weakest thing in the body, which is bacteria, viruses, and pathogens. Once it takes those electrons, they cannot live anymore, and they begin to lose their conformation, their shape, and they begin to die. So when you take nano silver, you can also put it on the external skin, spray it. A lot of water is needed. We have a great gut protocol where we use nano silver and lots of other things, but nano silver is the main. And what it does is that you get a die-off effect, so you need to take a lot more water. But if somebody's constantly getting flus, bacteria, if they've got a lot of candida in their body, you must see it a lot, Princess Gloria, and the detox, because they've had too many antibiotics as children. Often the mother during pregnancy has had too many antibiotics, let alone them. Too much sugar, too much processed food, etc. And we're trying to detox, but the nano silver is incredible, especially if people have a lot of bronchial flus and viruses. It's extraordinary if people have viruses. And as we know, we couldn't sell enough of it during the pandemic. We really couldn't get it in the country quick enough, especially ours, because ours is ionic. It's the only one kept in those bottles. It's energized. It's the only one that goes through the blood-brain barrier. It goes immediately into the central nervous system and into the cells immediately. So you have it available instantly.
Yes, and it is safe, Dr.
Yes.
Zoe, which is, it is safe.
Completely.
I think we helped a lot of people during the pandemic with
Lots of
our Nano Silver.
We were very
Not only
proud, weren't we,
Yeah.
Jose? Very proud.
Very proud.
We couldn't get it in. We were doing it in pallet loads to all the top pharmacies, John Bell and Croydon, and selling it in pallet loads. Our lovely UK sales guy had to go and supervise the pallets coming in. It was unbelievable. But when I was ill, the first place I go is Nano Silver and give it to everyone. And it gives you a chance for your body to begin to recover. And that's its glory. Once you glory, Princess Glory, not just the glory that you are here on the planet, but it is, for children, safe for children, safe for elderly people. A lot of elderly people use it because they're prone to a lot of infections because their immune system is very, very low. And we must remember that we have a situation, our soils have no nutrients. People are very inflamed. The absorption in people over 50 diminishes by 50%. So you take all that into account, excuse me, and it literally does destroy fungi, viruses, and parasites. But you must consume a lot of water. And that brings me to another point. Water is important, not coffee, tea. Actual pure water is everything. It is everything. We have the purest water. We energize it. We make it perfectly spherical to great lengths. We actually have structured water, which goes into the cells and heals the cells. That's our Nano Silver. It's like, it really is like a second immune system, isn't it, Jose? With no outside effects. It's a natural antibiotic. People have said, I've been on 10 different antibiotics. Well, try them on this with nanomagnesium. Tell them to consume lots of water. It will really give their body a chance to heal. And you can spray it straight into the eye. You heard the talk last night, but nano platinum is incredible antioxidant. It helps with Alzheimer's, multiple sclerosis. It rewires the left and right hand side of the brain. It helps in revitalizing the body and giving the body strength. It is used in anti-cancer drugs. It's a conductor. So it really helps the brain and helps the left and right hemisphere of the brain. It energizes the body and it works phenomenally to help the body resist and fight cancer. Yes, and it's also a sterilizer. It's used in many medical devices in sterilizing and utilizing, but I use it a lot in people who have been very ill, run down. It literally brings them back to life. It literally does, especially if they can't think, if they've really lost, and it just brings them back. But it's great for rebuilding someone before and after surgery because it rejuvenates the cells and allows the muscles, the DNA to reproduce. So it's very, very important, and also preserves the telomeres. And the telomeres are what fray as we begin to age and begin to have more and more disease. And once we lose enough of those, we lose our vitality. That's why detoxing and lots and lots of vegetable juices and juices also rejuvenates the body. Nanoplatinum, as I've said, it rebalances the hypothalamus and the pituitary gland, which are the pituitary gland is the great conductor. Every single hormone system in the body is dependent on the pituitary gland. And gold. incredible for Parkinson's, for depression, for addiction, for rheumatoid arthritis, for people that have terrible aches in their joints and bones, just constantly aching. It is amazing, but we give it to a lot of people with depression. We've had amazing results, especially teenagers, emotional problems and addictions, but it's very, very good also for Alzheimer's because it increases and catalyzes the production of dopamine in the brain. But it is also fantastic for multiple sclerosis. If somebody is beginning with multiple sclerosis or has, I would really recommend to start with Nano Gold, and you build it up slowly in the body, which we can talk about after Princess Glory, but how you build it up. And it works magnificently with nano magnesium and with zinc and with iron. But Nano Gold is extraordinary. It is like a gift. And over the centuries, we've used all platinum and gold. They're just, it's old wine in new bottles, as we say, coming back to give us again from the planet, just like fasting and juicing and detoxing, what we used to use. It's all about coming back and working with all the great things that have been given to us. So that's Nano Gold. It supports the brain. It helps with dopamine, serotonin. You know, a lot of people that are addicted to sugar, it helps with addiction because it produces serotonin. Often they're addicted because they can't produce enough serotonin in the brain. Well, this does it for you. And fantastic, as I said again, for people with Alzheimer's. We give it to a lot of people, elderly people. People buy it for their parents. And it's easy. All these are easy to take, because they have no odor, they taste of water, no smell whatsoever, very, very easy, not like supplements where you have to, well, we don't digest half the supplements anyway. You have to swallow them. This is completely easy to do. All the nanos. Indium, it's a wonderful one for beauty and aging, great for boosting the immune system. Just a drop to 2 drops a day, increasing energy. A lot of people take this because it makes them, it's very good for keeping vitality and youth in the body and boost the immune system. And this is the only one that should be taken separately to the other nanos on its own, and a slight gap between. But it also increases hormone production, which we know, anything that increases our hormones makes us feel younger again and feel younger, and it does boost our immune system because our hormones diminish as we get older. So we've, I just want to say that it's advanced, purest ingredients, as I've said before, but we can talk about. I want to thank you. I want to thank you all for listening. I want to thank you, Princess Glory, for allowing us the opportunity. And the greatest nourishment of all is love, which I'm sure we will all agree with that. It beats anything. And I want to thank you all. And you can also, this was the beautiful picture of water by Professor Emoto that shows love, how beautiful it is. He played John Lennon's song Imagine, and that's the beautiful water. So thank you. And you can contact Jose and myself. Princess Glory, you have our emails. We'll be writing to you. So I'll go back. So if people want to ask questions, or if there's anything you want me to cover, or
It's no, just I would like to interject just a little bit.
Yes.
Because since we support practitioners, they should contact Princess Glory, because otherwise we would, I mean, we usually, what we do is we give support to shops and to practitioners. We usually don't talk to the public.
No.
It would be technically almost impossible for us. We're very busy already with what we have. And basically, if you want to know more about the nanominerals, you can contact Princess Glory, or you can go to gloryedwardnutrition.com if you want to have any of the nanominerals. We will provide her with anything that you need to know, because there are brochures, there are all sorts of things. But I want to emphasize that when you use the nano minerals, it is very important for you as a client responsibly to work with a practitioner. I see a lot of people that they decide it's okay to go and research, but there are many processes in the body that are unknown to someone that hasn't have the proper experience or expertise on detoxing or in nutrition. So it is always important. And I know that Princess Glory has had a lot of experience with this. And the methodology of detoxing is safe. Remember, if you detox something too quick, too soon, you can damage some tissues and you can even damage some organs. So it has to be done in a sequence. This is paramount for your safety. You don't want to create a bigger problem by trying to cut corners. This is always important. And I wanted to just quickly, perhaps you can address this, Dr. Zoe. I mean, why wouldn't I go and buy a cheap magnesium from, they say, the main institution in this country that I don't want to say anything about.
No,
but yeah, you know, it's costing me much less. But what would happen if I decide to go that route and go to and buy cheap minerals?
That's a very good question. I just want to also add, thank you for mentioning that about detoxing, how important it is. It is a extraordinary phenomenon within the body, and it needs to be respected, and it needs to be done with great care, because the success of it will be longer lasting, and it is an extraordinary bridge. Princess Glory will tell you, and you can build upon it, and you've got something, a tool for life. But I also want to say that the bottles can be used afterwards. They are not to be thrown away. If you put olive oil or dressing or pure water in there, it will become energized. Water in there is sweeter. And I want to thank you for mentioning the supplements, because I didn't want to, I was very conscious of the time I was using up. Say we'll compare. Let's talk about a cheap supplement and an expensive supplement. Let's go immediately to the most expensive supplements from the very, very good companies that do not use any fillers, any excipients, any additives, anything, because we've got the cheap ones, we know what they are, but we're talking about there are some very, very good high-class companies that steam the pills together, go to great lengths, use the chemicals. Well, I can compare, I'll say two things. Let's start with iron. You've got two measurements on iron. You've got the compound and you've got the elemental. The compound is usually 3 times the quantity of the elemental. Out of that compound, even if there are no fillers, you've still got to turn it into a pill. Nature did not put it in a pill and put it in a pot. So you've still got to digest it through the stomach. And as we know, 80% of people's stomachs do not work properly. That's a whole talk, Princess Gloria. We could do hours just on that and the brain, but that's the future. Let's cover that. So you've got the compound. You've got to break that compound down to release the elemental iron. After you've released it, you've got an elemental part as well. So after you've released that little bit, it's got to be processed through the liver and the kidneys. Then you've got to somehow get it into the cells. It is not a nano. It is a compound that, if you're lucky, you'll get 10% of the compound. Then you've got the elemental part of it, which isn't fully elemental. You've then got to process that. So in the highest quality iron supplements, medical studies have shown that in a normal person where fully functional organs, no medical problems, no medications, they're gaining 20%. Now, we won't mention the side effects because they are side effects. They're terrible. So you're getting that. So in magnesium, it's the same. You've got the fillers, you've got everything. So you need 3 pots or 4 pots, which ends up, you know, if you buy it cheap, you buy it twice or 3 times, as my grandmother used to say. Whereas the nano minerals, you're actually paying less because you've got a bottle, you're getting 100% bioabsorption. The average bottle will last 4 weeks to 5 weeks. And actually it ends up cheaper. And, you know, I used to say this to my patients all the time, my NHS patients. I used to say, you've got a very lovely car out there. Oh, yes, yes, yes. Oh, yes, I treated myself. I said, well, you wouldn't put cheap petrol in your car. Oh, no, they'd say. But they wouldn't think twice about putting cheap food and cheap. Well, the same thing is with your body. You wouldn't put cheap fuel in your body. And it's a simple, and it's difficult because we're not comparing like for like, really. So we're comparing a Ferrari and a Maserati to something else. But by the time you've processed even the good supplements, because there are good ones out there, you're going to have to buy a lot of pots to compare, and you're going to end up paying more. And that's if your body's even going to get the full absorption. And I think it's pivotal in what people say. They come back and they say, I can't believe it. Maybe my iron didn't show up so much in the blood, but I feel fantastic. How many times have people told us that, Jose? I feel so,
Oh,
I
yes,
can sleep. The big one is sleep. I'm not as anxious. I can sleep. Gold. Oh, I'm not as depressed. Platinum. How many of my patients have said to me, I don't know what it's doing. I went in the room and I felt like the light, the blind was up. I could see the light. They feel better for it. So that's major. And I think once people use these, they won't really view supplements in the same way. Just like when you start detoxing with juices, you don't want to go and get a vitamin C from a powder that you fizz in water when you can use amazing berries and juices and juice them. Don't you think, Princess Glory? You can make an energized vitamin C drink. Why would you go and get a fizzy vitamin C?
No reason.
No reason. And people say, oh, but it's costing me so much money on the organic. I said, but what you're getting, what you're putting in. And then I give them the analogy with the car, you know, and it sort of hits home. But it's very important concept. And once people use it, they won't use anything else. They really are energy in a bottle. They're pure, they're advanced mineral solutions, and they literally are a portal to human potential. Because once you've detoxed, once your cells have nutrients pulsing through them, everything in your life is different. You are a being with energy and light, and you can think clearer. You have more energy. You are a human being with great potential, and you can use your potential because you have the energy and the resources to do it with. And that's why we're all here, really, isn't it? To reach our full potential.
Yes, yes, definitely. And I do think that practitioners that work with the nanominerals are special practitioners.
They are. They are.
There is something about the practitioners that I talk to in a regular basis that they use the nanominerals, and they're special, I have to say. And they also work from the heart. And I can see this with Glory, you know, because I know a little bit about what's going on. So, I mean, if anybody that is listening to this call, they have to know that they're in the best hands.
Yes.
I would like to just, if there are any questions, or Dr. So, you have anything else to say? This has been very good.
I hope it's, I don't know whether, thank you, Jose. I don't know, Princess Glory, you know your community, you know your wonderful patients and your clients and your families. Is there anything that you get asked a lot that we could perhaps address?
I think one of the questions they ask me the most, why do I have to buy the silver? I think silver is the one that people always ask, but we always give it to anyone that is ill or anyone that is run down. So yeah, they always ask why they have to buy silver, what does it do? So that's the one for me, for most people.
The silver, when you explain how it needs what the bacteria and viruses have, it eats them away, it destroys them. And silver has been used for hundreds of years in the medical industry to wash equipment on bandages. It's also very healing, silver. If you've got a cut and you put a bandage on with silver, it's been used for years in burn wards, because when you burn your skin, I used to see it a lot, the infection, the hardest thing about healing a burn is healing it in time before an infection occurs. And silver prevents that. And also silver is, it literally is. I mean, the man for instance, in Japan, they spray all the subways with silver to stop infection, but it's also long lasting. It keeps going because it's constantly looking for bacteria and pathogens, because that's what it does. It looks for, that's why in the olden days, beautiful wines and foods were kept in silver to preserve, to carry across countries, because it stopped bacteria and pathogens and viruses. The only thing with nano silver, when somebody takes it, is that if they are very congested and they have a virus, I always ask them to consume vast amounts of water, because as the bacteria and the viruses are being attacked, you have an effect, which is a simplified version, but for want of a better word, it's called a die-off effect, and people can be overloaded. Their organs can be overloaded. So I ask them to consume a lot of water, and also intermittent fasting and a lovely vegetable juice to help speed their recovery, because often they feel quite wretched, which they will do. These viruses, especially people with candida, especially people that have consumed see the sugar. And also if somebody is overweight, a lot of toxins are dumped in the fat of the body. When people start detoxifying, they have to go somewhere, and they have to be processed through the kidneys and the liver. So they won't feel good. They'll say, oh, I feel terrible. But you know they have to persevere because they will push through. So silver works in this way.
I'd say, if I may add something very quickly, we all have bacteria we're alive because there's bacteria in our skin, in our gut, everywhere. But when the amount and the type of bacteria that is in us grows up beyond what is necessary, it actually represents a problem for our bodies. And silver, being a natural antibiotic, will act as a natural, safe control for that bacteria that has grown in excess. This is the first thing, because bacteria that grows in excess actually alters the way our body works, and it robs us from energy. Yeah, so when you have someone that is sick, usually that person will have not only an excess of certain bacteria, but also parasites. You'll have, so which means that the life force of that person is being actually used by those bacteria and parasites, instead of them contributing to the processes. So it becomes a different situation. That's why everyone that is overweight, that has high blood pressure, constipation, depression, any type of inflammation, arthritis,
high cholesterol, exactly. Jose.
High cholesterol, they need to control the amount of bacteria before corrected. They need to be corrected. That's one of the main reasons, before, and kill single cell parasites as well, and viruses before and during the detox, because like, as you said, some toxins will be released, and that needs to be addressed by one of the main reasons we take silver is that.
Absolutely. And for eye infections, it's wonderful sprayed in, but for throats. But also, I just want to add, thank you, Jose, that was brilliant, beautiful. I also want to add that if Princess Glory, they will understand the principles, especially when you describe the wound healing. We use it a lot, you know, in bandages and so forth. And if you describe the burn, they somehow get it, they can relate to it, because everyone's burnt themselves at some point in their life, and they have struggled with not getting an infection to heal it. But also, silver is the most extraordinary antibiotic, and it's been known for centuries and centuries. But when handled correctly, as Jose says, it works even better. But apart from the fact that if we have too much bacteria, it doesn't take long for a human being, especially if they're very stressed, especially if they've had a lot of trauma, especially if they just don't know what to do, for bacteria to take over their body. And they just don't know where to start to get better. And a lot of people are put on statins, are put on all sorts of medications, just constantly, whereas really they could have addressed it in another way sooner.
Dr. Zoe, somebody's asking if they can take, if they're breastfeeding, they can take the silver.
Absolutely, but plenty of water, but also breastfeeding. I would really, really recommend iron and nanomagnesium. Oh, it's beautiful in helping the milk. It's fabulous, really good. Yes, absolutely.
And somebody's asking, can we take it for H. pylori?
Oh, H. pylori, H. pylori bacteria.
H. pylori, yeah.
Absolutely. I have so many wonderful results with it. It is magnificent. I say to people to try it, because often what it does is it cures the other things that created the medium for Helio pylori to breed. Because it isn't Helio pylori. We have Helio pylori living and dying every second. But if you create a strong enough medium or a weak medium, it will keep breeding, and it will change the medium so that you can get rid of it for good. Very good for that. Excellent.
Thank you very much, Dr. Zoe, for answering that question. Obviously, I've got a client that is taking silver at the moment, so she probably would need to get more bottles of silver.
Yes. Are they doing it? And I will send you a sheet that you can send to patients on how to take them. That really helps, because we hear all sorts of stories. You know, oh, one woman said, I put it in my smoothie. No, it must be taken. Oh, I have a cup of tea after. So I'll send you the sheet as well for all, you can show to everyone on how they should be taken.
So for the H. pylori, what other nano products can they combine with silver? I
will tell you, the nano, we have other things like Okinawa, but as far as nanos are concerned, I would really, really recommend zinc and copper. Fantastic. Zinc and copper, they definitely need, I promise you. If you've got Helio pylori, your zinc levels diminish immediately. It's known. Zinc and copper, nanomagnesium. I would also perhaps nanoplatinum, but if we've got to do the basics, silver, zinc and copper, and nanomagnesium extra strong. Fantastic. They will feel amazing, because often when you have Helio pylori, you also can't sleep. You're anxious. Is your client, your patient, do they have anxiety issues?
Let me ask her to unmute herself and then say a couple of things. Beverly, you want to unmute yourself and then say if there's anything extra so the doctor can answer.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi, doctor. How are you?
Hello. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. Yeah, so I've been diagnosed with H. pylori.
Yes.
And for a few weeks now.
Yes.
So I've been taking a nano silver.
Yes.
And some other bits and pieces. But yeah, I just want to find out what else I can take.
Sweetheart, I would really say zinc and copper, which is what I give to all my patients. Zinc and copper. Nanomagnesium Extra Strong, and we have an amazing Okinawa as well.
Okay, and how long, I mean, how many bottles do I need to
No,
purchase?
I don't know how long you've had it or your case, but Beverly, working on what I've got, have you had a lot of antibiotics in your life?
Yes,
You have.
definitely.
Okay. All right.
About
now,
over 15 years.
we need to replenish you. Okay. I would certainly, I would, you're taking it correctly in the mouth, letting it sit
Yes.
in the mouth and go through. Yeah, you're taking
Yeah.
30 mils, 30 mils.
30 mils, yeah.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I'm sorry, there's quite a bit of background noise. I can't hear you. Could somebody turn that off, please?
I'm trying to find who it is. Hold on 1 second. Maybe
So that I
who
can
it is.
hear Beverly, because this is very important, so I can help Beverly. Beverly, can you hear me? Beverly? I've lost her. I'll just continue talking. It'll be taped
Yes.
anyway.
Hello?
Beverly, you're back.
Yes, I'm back.
Beverly,
Yeah. Yeah.
have you got an iron problem? Do you have iron deficiency?
Well, just based on how I'm feeling, because I'm
Mm.
really feeling very tired,
Yes. Yeah.
and I feel that it's to do with the H. pylori.
It is definitely.
Yeah.
And usually with H. pylori, it interferes with iron because there can be some bleeding in the gut, which is only small, but it can interfere. So I would suggest nano iron, zinc and copper, nanomagnesium and the silver. I'll give you a sheet on how you can take them together. But
Yeah.
also, are you taking a good vegetable smoothie? A vegetable smoothie, a really good one. Also, you want something else to kill it, like ginger, curcumin, and garlic.
Okay, ginger. Okay.
Curcumin and garlic, which is fantastic, and lots of water. And Beverly, no sugar. Yes.
Okay. Yes.
Sugar, Beverly, sugar feeds it. It feeds it terribly.
Yeah, I think that's my weakness, actually. Yeah.
If you could just go without sugar for a while, because it really, really feeds it. And of course, the other thing that's very good is celery juice, spinach, kale. They energize and they absolutely bring more minerals into the gut and help with the good gut flora, increasing it.
Yeah, I've heard about the celery juice and the cabbage juice as well.
Cabbage is fantastic, fantastic.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Yeah.
Thank you,
Okay.
Doctor.
Thank you very
a couple
much.
of other questions. I've got somebody asking if nano products would help with knee pain and prostate, itchy throat, allergies. Let's see what other ones. Menopause and sleepiness.
Okay, I'll address all of them. The first thing is prostate. You want nano zinc and nano magnesium. You also want to change your diet, lots and lots of pumpkin seeds. You want to clear your gut. It's very important because the prostate sits near the guts, but it sits near the gut. It's a whole talk, Princess Glory, but let's now
Doctor, you're coming back. We're gonna have to talk about that after
yes,
this one,
we
but yeah,
will.
you're definitely coming back.
But just to help these lovely people now, with the prostate, you want zinc and copper. You want zinc. Amazing. You want to start with zinc and then move to zinc and copper. You want nanomagnesium. You also want nano platinum. Now, for menopause, you want nano gold, nano magnesium, nano zinc and copper. It's phenomenal, phenomenal.
And for knee pain, I think she mentioned
nanomagnesium and nano gold.
That's it.
It's really fantastic. You build up with nano gold, Princess Gloria. You start with 5 mils and you build up over 2 weeks to 20 mils. Yes, gold, nano gold works very well when it's built up. I would also say for knee pain, a little bit of indium, but definitely nano gold, nano magnesium. It is incredible, incredible. We don't know what the knee pain is, but obviously addressing the gut would be wise.
Allergies and throat pain. Allergies and throat pain.
Well, allergies, you want to remove the foods that are causing the allergies and elevate the immune system. But by elevating the immune system with nano zinc, nano iron and nano magnesium will really help with allergies because you're elevating the immune system. Jose can probably add a lot as well. But once you elevate the immune system, and you must remove the allergies. I remove everything and then I bring things back. The first thing I remove is sugar and wheat. I remove it instantly. And all processed foods.
Them that every week, but it's good to hear from a doctor. They probably believe me more now.
Of course they believe you, but it's also nice to know that we're all working together. We're all one. We're all a community. We're united. We want to really see people get well, and we want people to find it within themselves that they've got the power to heal. And I think this is so important. This is why Jose will speak for himself. We really want to support you in your community because this is what you do. It's such an important job. And we see this across health food shops and shops. They are the unsung heroes. They actually get people off the NHS waiting lists.
Yes, I have to say something, Dr. Zoe, that's so true. But also I want people to know that we do have a service that is unique to this company, which is that we consult practitioners. So practitioners come to us on a regular basis with cases that they're seeing, with some questions. So anything that if you're being seen by Princess Glory now, you need to know that she has the support. She has our support, and she has the ability to reach to us at any due moment, write an email, make a phone call. She can make actually a meeting with us online to discuss some of the clients' issues and how best use the nano minerals in order to help those clients. So this is unique. This is a unique situation, and I think that everybody that is working with her should be taking advantage of this.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. And Princess Glory, as we know, just to add, it's so important to be supported because sometimes and also people have such knowledge with experience that they want to share. And we should all take advantage of this pool of great wisdom and knowledge because nothing, as they say, people vote with their feet. And when you've seen things happen, it's quite fantastic. And Jose is the practitioner support manager, and he does this magnificently. But yes, it's been we're not going anywhere, but it's been wonderful to be able to share, even though we've given you a Polaroid shot, just a Polaroid view of what our nanos do. But it's a great indication of what the potential is for all of us.
Thank you so much, Dr. Zoe and Jose, for joining us this evening.
Thank you for having us.
We love you, and we hope
we love you.
that you'll come back again. We'll obviously have to discuss that after this to find out when you can come back again and do one for the brain and any other one that you feel that might benefit our clients. But yeah, that's all I wanted to say. Thank you so much, Doctor. Thank you for your time. You came very early. You actually logged on about 7. We appreciate you. And thank you, Jose, for making sure that the doctor came with you on this talk.
You're welcome.
So much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Princess Glory. We love you, and we know what it takes from deep within us to do this work. And that's why we all have to really support each other.
Definitely, I agree with that.
Heal thyself. We need to look after ourselves as well.
That is so true. We do need to rest and drink lots of water. Thank you, Doctor, for talking about the water, because we do tell our clients to drink a lot of water, and they're like, oh my God, that's too much water to drink.
No,
and I always say to them, you have to drink at least 5 liters. And I try to explain to them how they can make it possible. I will say to clients, drink 1 bottle straight away, without having to sip it. And that's how I drink mine. And I probably drink more than 5 liters a day.
So do I.
And I find that when I don't, I feel really sick. I have pain in my joints. So that's how my body tells me that I haven't had enough drink of water. So thank you so much again for joining us this evening. If anyone has any questions or would like to speak to us, I think I'll put my number on the chat. If you wanted to contact me, I'm on social media, Glory Edward Nutrition, Glory Edward Organic, and Chef Imani's Kitchen. My email address is gloryedward21@gmail.com. And we've also got a website, gloryedwardorganic.com, where you find all the different scans that we do. All our products are there. And all the nano products, the big liters, 1 liter and 250 sizes also on our website as well. And you can buy directly from us. If there's any topic you would like us to cover or you'd like Doctor to come and talk about, you can put it on the chat now. And we will get Dr. Zoe and Jose to come back again on this program. We're here every Thursday evening from 8 to 8:30. But today, because we brought two very wonderful, knowledgeable people, we're here for an hour, but normally we're here for half an hour. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining. All the new people that joined us today, we appreciate you. We hope to see you again next Thursday. Next week, Thursday, I will be talking about body image and mental health. That's what I will be talking about next week. We do have all our videos from previous editions on YouTube. I can send you the link and then you can watch all the programs that we've done. We've done talks on arthritis, blood pressure, fibromyalgia. We've done quite a few talks. You get to see how you can use essential oils, food to heal your body. You can do detox and all the other things that we recommend as well, and all the supplements, including nano products, to work on your health. Thank you so much once again, Dr. Zoe, and thank you, Jose.
Thank you.
Have a lovely evening,
so much.
everyone. Thank you.
Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much.
Thank you.
Bye,
Annie, for
everyone.
joining.
Good night.
Thank
Have
you.
a lovely evening, everyone. Thank you so
You
much.
too.